As you can see, we got tea brewing, got a conversation brewing. Let's get into it. Welcome back. So today let's talk about exercise and actually being healthy. Like, what does that mean to be healthy? We like to say, "Oh, I'm going to the gym, new year, new me," all these other things. But what does it mean to actually be healthy? Right? Your doctor tells you to be healthy. Your mom tells you to be healthy. School tells you to be healthy. But what does that actually look like? What does that actually mean? Well, no, I am not a doctor. However, I did go to school and I did get a degree in kinesiology. I got a bachelor of science, right? So I know a couple of things. And where I see a lot of people fall short are these five areas. So number one, the diet. In order for you to be healthy, in order for you to get into any type of shape, in order for you to look like the person you want to look like, your diet has to be right first. You do not get to the body that you want without discipline in the diet. You can go work out as much as you like, but if your diet is still trash, you will not see the results that you want to see. Right? So it starts with your diet. What are you eating? Well, how do you know what foods are good to eat for you? It's not just I'm gonna eat plants. I'm gonna eat fruits. I mean my fruits and vegetables, and I'll be fine. That's not necessarily a healthy diet, right? Because you still need potassium, you need sodium, you need iron, you need magnesium. Like you need all these other things. So just because you eat fruits and vegetables does not mean that you are necessarily healthy. You could eat only fruits and vegetables and still be malnourished, right? Because there are certain components from other foods, right, that you may need. Like I said, that may be iron, that may be potassium. It could be anything, right? But you actually need to do your research and look at what does this food have in it and not just the calorie count, right? However, if you only look at the calorie count, you can lose weight because calories are just a form of energy. They're a measurement of energy. So, if you exert more energy than you put in, you're going to end up with a deficiency somewhere, right? That's how we lose weight. We eat less calories than what we burn off, right? But also keep in mind that just like you didn't gain that weight overnight or you didn't lose that weight overnight, it's only healthy for about a half a pound to 2 pounds a week to lose or to gain, right? Anything more than that, you're making substantial growth in that time period, and that time period usually doesn't last long. So if you lost 15 pounds this week, that's not usually something that's gonna last 6, 7, 8, 9 months. So it may fall off faster at first, and then it's gonna kind of slow down, and you're gonna get into or at least you should get into a rhythm of this is my routine, this is how things work. Speaking of routines, brings me to point number two. The reason most people cannot um be healthy or live the healthy lifestyle that they want is burnout. You're just going too hard too fast, right? You're not going in with the plan. You go to the gym first of the year, you do everything, you try and make this super sudden change to your diet, right? You went from snack cakes and eating out all the time to now you on protein shakes and you're trying to cook at home, and it's a shock to the body. It's literally like a drug, right? Imagine if somebody were on a drug that was very potent and you snatched them off of it cold turkey, right? Their body goes through like a shock, right? The same thing happens to your body with food and with your routine. If you are not used to going to the gym and you're not used to working out and you're not used to eating a particular way, you trying to make a sudden change in your life is a shock to your body and it is unpleasant. And the chances of you sticking with that long term are slim to none, right? And it's simply because it just makes sense, right? That's why it's best that you gradually add in the food, the exercise, the stretching, right? All these different elements so that over time, right? It may take you a year, it may take you 2 years. No, you may not get that body by the summer, right? It may take you some time. However, when you get there, you'll have a lifestyle built that you can enjoy, and you will have the body that you prefer, right? So, do you want the short term look good for the summer, maybe? Or do you want the lifelong, I don't got to keep doing that every year because this is just who I am, right? And that's the difference between the burnout and the lifestyle change. If you're going to make a change, it has to be a lifestyle change if you want it to last. Otherwise, it will not last. You're just putting a band aid over the situation, right? So, the burnout, you're just going too hard too fast. The only way to not burn out brings me to point number 3. You gotta have a routine, right? You gotta have a routine. A routine doesn't necessarily mean we're going to the gym every single day, right? That helps in burnout. Let me give you a little secret. Come here. So, whenever an athlete trains, they have a training regimen or a training routine, right? Which means they don't go to the gym every single day. They don't work out every single day, right? That leads to burnout. That leads to injury. Why? Because the muscles are overworked. So, if you're going to go to the gym, have a routine, find you a schedule, right? And here's found money, free money just for you, right? You only need 150. Write this down. I'm telling you. If you don't believe me, go to Google, fact check me. Google is free. You only need 150 minutes per week of moderate intensity exercise. What does that even mean? That means that you can go to the gym and you can go walking for 50 minutes 3 times a week, and you will get the same health benefits as the person who go and hits the elliptical machine or the rowing machine for 15 minutes 5 days a week, right? I'm going to say it one more time. You can go to the gym and you can walk on the treadmill for 50 minutes 3 times a week. That means you ain't got to go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That means you can go Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That means you can go Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. That means you can go Monday, Tuesday, Saturday. It doesn't matter what 3 days, but you got to have at least 3 days of 50 minutes of moderate intensity exercise to constitute this exercise for your body. So actually, when your doctor asks you, do you exercise regularly? Most people should say no because they don't do that, right? They don't get the 50 minutes of moderate exercise over a 3 day span, or 150 minutes a week of moderate exercise over a week span. However, if you don't have 150 minutes, right? It's like rowing, right? Things that cause your heart rate to go up really, really quickly, right? Those cycling classes that you like to go to. 15 minutes of that 5 days a week. Or if you want to go, 30 minutes? 30 minutes a day, 3 times a week, you'll have more than enough exercise, right? So find a routine. Find a routine. But which brings me to point number 4. How do you find a routine? Find a routine by having a goal. What is it that you personally want from exercise? What is it that you want to get out of this? Do you want do you want to feel faster? Do you want to feel stronger? Do you want to be more flexible? Do you want to be more toned? Like, what is it that you actually want from your exercise regimen? And understand that what you want today, you may not want 6 or 7 months from now, right? So today you may just want to lose weight. In 6 or 7 months, when you've built up a routine for this, you may decide, hey, I don't just want to lose weight. I don't just care about the number on the scale. I also would like to tone. I'd also like to build muscle. I'd also like to run a marathon. I like to start training for a marathon. So like your goal will be fluid, but without a goal, you have no direction, right? You're just gonna go to the gym and do stuff, right? Because if I don't have a direction, I'm gonna go to the gym. I don't know if I want to lose weight. I don't know if I want to get toned. I don't know if I want to increase endurance. I don't know if I want to increase strength. So what am I doing? I don't know. I'm just going in there doing stuff, right? But have a plan. If you want the summer body, right? Make sure that you're eating properly, right? How many calories are you putting in versus how many are you taking out, right? How often are you going? Have a routine so that you get what you need, but you're not overdoing it, right? There's plenty of time for other stuff. The gym does not have to be your only outlet, right? Have a goal. What is your goal? What is your actual goal for going to the gym? What are you trying to get out of this? And don't say I just want to be healthy, right? What does that mean? What does that look like? If somebody told you that they were healthy, what would you expect that to look like? What would you expect that to be like? What does it actually look like for you, right? Which brings me to number 5, the support group. Do not forget your support group. What do I mean? Yeah, you can have friends at support group, right? Cheering you on, but sometimes they'll go to the gym with you. Sometimes they won't. Sometimes they'll stay in the gym with you. Sometimes they won't. Either way, you need a support group. That support group can be people you meet at the gym. You may not even talk to, but you meet them at the gym, right? So now you guys kind of get used to seeing each other at the gym, and you may speak to them at the gym, and like all these, like have a support group, somebody else who, hey, this is new for them as well, so that you can actually understand what progress looks like. Don't start with somebody who's already there, because, and here's why. Not saying that it's always a bad thing, but here's why. You'll start looking over at that person thinking, I'm not doing it enough because this is something they've been doing a lot longer than you. For example, if you have a friend who works out, right, and they've been doing this 2, 3 years, right, their level of progress is going to look different than yours, right? So when you go to the gym and you start lifting, the progress is going to look different than them going to the gym and lifting. So you're gonna look over and be like, oh, they have more weight, or oh, they can do more reps, or oh, they don't seem as tired, or oh, they eat this and I eat that, right? You'll see the differences, but you will also think, as humans, because we have that that want for instant gratification. You'll think that, hey, this happened for them overnight, and so you'll wonder why it's not happening for you like that, and that's just simply not the case. However, if you start with someone else and you two hold each other accountable, hey, you shouldn't be eating that, hey, you're not supposed to be eating that, hey, we're supposed to be going to the gym this day, then yeah, you can make a lot more progress. You get a better picture of what this actually looks like. You start to understand that, hey, I'm not the only person with these cravings. I'm not the only person who doesn't want to let this stuff go, right? But you have an accountability buddy, right? Whether that be somebody at the gym that you only know at the gym, or somebody you meet at the gym, or friends you have, whatever it is, you can hold yourself accountable. You two can hold each other accountable, right? And that's how you get back in the gym. That's how you that's how you put together an efficient lifestyle change. Because it's not just about losing weight. It's not just about the summer body. It's about making a lifestyle change. Who do you want to be? And that's what it all comes back to. Who do you want to be? It's your decision. But remember, gotta find you have to find a diet that works. Whether that means more carbs, more proteins, or more fats. And you can actually look that up based on what type of exercise you want to do, right? But it starts with the diet. It starts at home. It starts in the kitchen, right? And then two, I know you want it. I know you want progress. And you can do it. I believe in you. I really do. I believe you can do it. I have seen you do it before. You have the drive necessary to make the change. Just don't burn yourself out, okay? 3, routine, routine, routine. Do it until it feel weird when you don't, right? So if you go to the gym 3 days a week and you're gonna do your walking 3 days a week, Hey, go Monday, Tuesday, Friday. Monday, Tuesday, Friday. If that's your routine, if that's what works for your lifestyle schedule, hit those 3 days. Make it so that you hit Monday, Tuesday, Friday so often. It feel weird when you don't go to the gym Monday, Tuesday, or Friday, right? Keeping that diet intact. And four, have a goal, right? Remember why you're doing this. Remember why you started doing this. Remember why it even matters that you do this, right? And five, find supportive friends. Find supportive people. Find people who look at you and go, hey, I like the way you do that. You inspire me to do that as well. Let's inspire each other. Let's help each other. Let's progress together, right? Instead of people, oh, I don't feel like I can't. I did it, right? Get rid of the negative, increase the positive, and you're on your way. It's been another therapy session. I appreciate your time. Love.